Those who have trodden the path from small screen to silver screen will know that the way there is littered with the remains of television sitcoms and characters that tried and failed to make it with the big boys. The corpses of Ali G and the House, lesbian vampire killers, and Kevin and Perry Go Large are a testament to this. Even the almighty Bottom fell foul to this trap, courtesy of its movie Guest House Paradiso. Although it did provide Simon Pegg with his first big screen outing, even if he did spend most of his screen time puking out bright green vomit.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, within the film's first few minutes, where we're exposed to the sight of Jay furiously masturbating into some slices of ham whilst wearing a goalkeeper's glove and a snorkel, it was apparent that the Inbetweeners movie would not only survive the journey to the big screen, but would be everything that fans of the TV series hoped for, and much more besides. Those of you who are not aware of the Inbetweeners TV series will probably approach the big screen spin-off with a certain amount of caution, like herpes. However, if you are part of that admittedly small percentage of people who aren't aware that the word clunge is slang for female genitalia, and that the boys' main goal in life is to insert their penises into said clunge, don't worry, as that is soon made abundantly clear. On the surface, the story of the Inbetweeners movie isn't actually a million miles away from the story in the Kevin and Perry movie. But here it's worked into a British coming-of-age comedy about 4 teenage lads going on holiday for some sex, booze, tits, sex, fanny, minge, sex, tits, booze and sex. Along the way, it throws in a number of embarrassingly funny set pieces involving puke, ants, nudity and a generally funny dance number. It'll be like shooting clunge in a barrel, as one of them so delicately puts it. But of course things obviously don't go to plan, and the reality of course is rather different. The lads find themselves staying in a dilapidated timeshare flat, going to lifeless clubs and facing a distinct lack of clunge, apart from the grannies throwing themselves at Neil, one of which is apparently going to be a 2-man job. It doesn't help that Simon is still hung up on his ex-girlfriend, or that Will is more interested in visiting ruins than popping his cherry. So it's no surprise that sooner rather than later their friendship is severely tested and they're at each other's throats, endangering not only their friendship but also their admission into a super cool boat party and the chances of getting friendly with a quartet of lovely ladies who, for some inexplicable reason, actually find these morons attractive. However, no matter how stupid or ridiculous that the antics of these little saddos get, you do truly feel for them and hope that they finally get what they want. I have to admit, after seeing Will get to touch his first female breast, I actually said out loud, "Go on, lad." What made the TV show work in the first place was that you could relate to these characters. Let's face it, we've all had to deal with those awkward teenage years, as well as the nervous prospect of your first snog or your first time in the sack. And we've all been mates with someone who is a serial bullshitter like Jay. Thankfully, all of that survives its upscale transition to the big screen still intact. There are a few times where the movie overdid it a bit with the amount of knob, poo and vomit gags at times, including the misuse of a bidet and a punchline involving an emergency €20 note stashed up Jay's ring piece that, so long delayed, I'd actually forgotten about it by the time he finally pulled it out. There are also a few moments when you know that something disgusting is going on off screen and it's left to your imagination as to what it is. And then they cut to a wider shot and show you anyway, and it's even worse than what you imagined. At times you do get the impression that what happened in the movie could have happened on the show had the locations, money and resources been available. Indeed, this could have easily have been a made-for-TV movie, or even at least an expensive Christmas special. The tagline for the film tells us that boys will become men, but that's not what the Inbetweeners has ever been about. They have little triumphs alongside the embarrassing moments and hilarious situations, and you'll leave the cinema with a smile and a comforting sense that, although you're now saying goodbye to these characters, you get the impression that they'll be alright in the end. Without a doubt, this is the funniest film of the summer and a fitting end to a much-loved series. And I certainly won't be surprised if the Pussy Patrol t-shirts end up being worn on stag nights and lads' holidays for years to come. The Big Daddy D gives the Inbetweeners movie a thumbs up. Or maybe it should be 2 thumbs up. Friend!
You better bring your wellies, because it'll be knee deep in clunge.